Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Trinea Reed, and I am the Workforce Development Manager here at the Amputee Coalition. Today's webinar, we will be talking about how to build a strong resume. So within the YEP Workforce Development Program, there is a training and resume completion form that is required within the program. The session that we're having today is our second session out of 7 training sessions. And after completing 3 out of the 7 training sessions for the YEP Workforce Development Program, you will be required to complete the training and resume completion form. Once form is completed, submitted, and reviewed, participants within the Workforce Development Program will have access to research and apply for jobs and internship positions within our YEP career dashboard. So here to the right, you'll see an example of what the training and resume completion form would look like. And this could be found on the YEP webpage under Workforce Development. So why is having a strong resume important? Having a strong resume is a crucial component of the job search and application process. In addition, a strong resume shows recruiters and employers that you have the education, experience, and skills to do the job position. Do's and don'ts of writing a resume. Important components of creating a resume include keeping your resume to 1 page, having a professional email address. So, for example, having a professional email address will include something simple such as your first or last name at gmail.com or yahoo.com. Just having a professional resume looks great to have and a good component as recruiters are looking at your resume. Skills, work experience, and education, including the name of the job position and employer, having 4 to 5 bullet points for each job experience, and to be able to locate or to figure out what type of experience or skills you should add on your resume. I always recommend a site called ONET because they have different skills, examples of different skills you can include based on the job position that you're applying to. In addition, making sure that your experience on your resume matches the responsibilities and skills of the job position that you're applying to. So you want to make sure when you're applying for a certain job position that those skills coincide with the skills that you have listed on your resume. So tailoring the work experience and the volunteer opportunities that you have completed and making sure that tailors with the job responsibilities and the skills that that particular job position is looking for, including any volunteer skills related to the job position that you're applying to. So again, making sure that all of your experience that you have on your resume is coinciding with that job position of interest. The components to not include on your resume are having a resume that is longer than 1 page. This is very important in that recruiters normally get a very high value of resumes coming in each day. Some recruiters only take maybe up to 30 seconds to look through a resume. And if they don't find what they're looking for within that 30 seconds, they could put your resume to a pile. So we want to make sure that your resume is 1 page and it's concise and concise as far as having the information that is needed within that 1 page. Also, what not to do is using your personal email that has any inappropriate wording. So as I mentioned earlier, keeping your resume to this first and last name, keeping it professional is a great tool to use as you're putting your email address on your resume for recruiters to see. In addition, including experiences on your resume that doesn't coincide with the job position you're applying to, or experience that is over 5 to 10 years old. So again, you want to make sure that the information and the skills and the experience that you have on your resume is matching the job position that you are applying to. Also making sure that the information or the experience that you do have on there is not within the 5 to 10 year old range. You want experience that is most recent. One good resource to utilize when you're thinking about building a resume or needing assistance with building a resume is a tool that we use. It's called Resume Builder. Resume Builder is a service to assist users in building a resume. Services from Resume Builder include resume templates, sample resumes based off career field, based off of, what to include in a resume, sample bullet points, and a link to the resume and cover letter resources through Resume Builder can be found on our one of our employment fact sheets or our workforce development fact sheets. So if you go to our workforce development webpage, you'll see under fact sheets that we'll have a fact sheet related to resume and cover letter resources, and you would be able to find that information listed there. Now we're going to take a look at a sample resume. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for one moment. And here you'll see a sample resume for a community service worker. So this is for an entry-level position for a community service worker. Here you see Jeremy listed his first and last name, phone number, as well as his email and his street address. So this is all important information to include when building a resume. Normally what I recommend is for the street address, normally for me, I recommend not putting your whole street address and maybe putting, instead of the whole address, maybe just put in Chicago, Illinois. So that way recruiters know that you're within the Chicago area, but not necessarily if you're applying for a job position that may be a couple miles out or maybe in a 30 to 40 mile radius. You don't want recruiters to think that you wouldn't be able to perform the job or do the job well because of the distance. So it's better to put just a specific or generic locale, such as Chicago, Illinois, instead of posting your whole address on your resume. Also here, you'll see a profile. So this profile is similar to a summary that you'll include on top of your resume. What you're hoping to look for, the type of job that you're trying to look for, your experience, talking about your experience as being a customer service worker. As we scroll down here, you'll see professional experience. So this is where you will list the type of position that you've done in the past or you're currently doing and the name of the company, as well as the years that you were at that particular job position. So here, this person is still at the job position. So they put April 2019 to present. But if you was at a job position, that you're no longer at, then you would date it like this job or this job opportunity here, or this job position where he listed May 2018 to June 2019. It's also important as well to list your education. That's normally listed on the bottom of the resume. So if you're still in high school, listing down the high school that you attend and your expected year of graduation, whether you're getting a high school diploma, GED, to also list that as well. As you transition out of high school and you're going into college, putting your college name here, the program that you're completing, and your expected graduation date. As we scroll down here, you'll see key skills. So these are the skills that are important to be able to show recruiters that you're qualified to be able to do the job. So here it has down social services, that this person is fluent in Spanish, diversity, equity, and inclusion. These are all great skills. Another thing to be able to put under the skills category is things such as customer service, time management, organization skills, things like that. Normally what I recommend is putting the skills, your skills and your opportunities all the way on top of your resume, right after the summary and the profile section. So that way recruiters are able to see the different skill sets that you have that will match the job position that you're applying to. If anyone has any questions on this session, my contact information is below. Email is the best way of reaching me if you have any questions. Also, too, if you haven't had the opportunity, definitely take a look at our educational webinars webpage. On that webpage, you will see any upcoming trainings and webinars that we might have, in addition to any webinars that you might have not been able to make. There's also pre-recorded sessions as well that we record all of the training sessions that we do within workforce development, and those could be found on the bottom of the webpage under educational webinars. Thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to speaking with all of you soon. Have a great day.